morning, Chris with Nevada Random. We're dropping another little truck video here for you, and this one's gonna be dealing with a couple issues that I have. One of being some security concerns, as the truck's getting a little bit cooler looking. It's a little more of a target for bad deeds, as well as the time suck that it is of warming the beast up and cooling it off when we get done driving somewhere. Where most things I'll do myself, working on rigs, there's a couple things that I won't bother with, just because one, either my skill set's not exactly the greatest on, or two, someone else has a far better skill set than I do and can do it in less time than it would take me to do it. Window tint is one of those things. Tires are another one of those things, and remote start. Now I can do remote start. I can wire all that kind of stuff up. Done it for years, but this is one of the cases where someone else has a far better skill set than I do and can get it done a heck of a lot quicker. And that is Greg at Remote Start Reno, here Cutting Edge Window Tinting. That's where we're going to be heading here shortly. And yeah, the quality of work and the products he puts in, just it's unbeatable. It's a solid workmanship, and they get the job done quick and fast. So let's get going. Alright guys, so we're here in the waiting room, and giving you kind of a behind the scenes here. So when I say he pre-wires, he builds wire looms for pretty much the entire system, so it's a quick and faster install. And I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of it. So he comes in and pre-wires the entire beast. So as you can see, there's tons of different choices that they've got in here, but I'm going with the big model. It's newer than this one even. And the reason why is because of the fact that it integrates with diesel. I believe that model does too. It has diesel integration, has alarm, and has a turbo timer. And it also has a cell phone capacity as well, so I can monitor it, start it, shut it down from my cell phone. Pretty fancy. In addition to fantastic service, they've got the best waiting room probably of any place in town for anything. Alright guys, the beast is all done. The parking lot got a little busier, or else I give you the rundown on all of it right now. But really a badass package. I'll give you a rundown, well, here coming up a couple seconds for you, but when I get to a spot where it's a little quieter. Alright guys, now that get back to a little quieter location here in Nevada Random Garage, I'll give you a rundown on what the kit is. So I went with a Compustar Pro T13, and that also has a Pro R5, and I'll show you what that is. And the full package is remote start, alarm, as well as a turbo timer, and what they call a drone mobile solution. So for those of you who don't know what it is, a turbo timer allows you to cool your turbos off when you get where you're going. Turbos are cooled via the oil pumping through them, and the oil is only pumping through them when the engine's running. So anytime you have a turbo car, turbo anything, you should, when you get where you're going, let it sit there and cool off. And that's kind of a time suck when you're sitting there letting it run for a couple songs on the radio before you go into any business and store, especially if you're running around shopping and doing errands and whatnot. So it kind of eats up some more time, as well as warming these diesels up. They're big, heavy diesels. They take longer to warm up, and it's a good practice. And I won't run an engine unless it's an emergency cold. So anytime I go anywhere, it takes a little while to get ready. And then when you get there, you're waiting for it to cool off, and then you move somewhere else, you're waiting for it to cool off. The process repeats itself, and it adds a lot of extra time to your day. So this would be a huge time savings, as well as a fantastic alarm. This thing's got bump, shock, tilt, the whole nine. And with the drone mobile, it also has vehicle tracking. So to kind of give you the rundown on this stuff here. So we have the Pro T13, which is a very, very functional multi-function controller. We'll go over it in just a second. and the Pro R5. And this is the like the secondary unit that comes with the Beast, all included into the big Pro T13 kit. And this thing is pretty slick. Has a color screen. They're both water resistant. Kind of gives you the rundown on. See if we can get the glare. So, kind of gives you the rundown on the vehicle specs. And you can see the icons up there. There's a little fan to the engine, the lock, the tone. So that lets you know what's going on with everything. The fan's the turbo timer, and then the engine's, of course, the remote start, the lock, the alarm tones. Then it gives you the status what your vehicle's at currently. Lock and unlock, pretty basic and simple features, but this thing has something to the tune of 50 commands you can do off just these 2 buttons. You can get in the menu settings and change all your times and whatnot with it. But pretty slick unit, and it's rechargeable. So pretty slick little device. And then a more simplistic version comes with that Pro R5, and it is pretty single button. You push it amount of times you want to get to whatever setting you're going for. Also water resistant and rechargeable, so no more battery changes. Kit comes with the charging cable and all that. And then you have the Drone Mobile app. Which does vehicle tracking, lists the status of the vehicle, your battery voltage, temperature, your remote start features, just like everything else does. You heard the and that's the other thing with the Pro T13 is 2-way communication, so you're gonna hear the chirp of the rig, then you're gonna hear the chirp of the of the device over there, of the Pro T13 controller key fob. So pretty slick, simple and easy operation. One huge key feature to it, and why I went with the Pro T13, and there's I think the Pro T12. Beautiful sound. We'll get to why it sounds a little better in another video. Anyway, one of the reasons why I went with that kit is because the diesel, the key fob going off, is because the diesel added features of the diesel integration. So for those of you who don't know, diesels have either glow plugs or glow plates, depending on what they have. This being a Dodge has a glow plate, and in colder climates, that glow plate has to warm up before you can crank the rig over. And that allows the airflow coming in to be hot enough to get your compression to actually make the rig fire over. So with this kit, it actually has a timer built in so that it has a delay long enough to let that glow plate heat up and kick over, which was a huge, it's a huge selling point. I wouldn't have went with a remote start if I couldn't get one that had that. And then again, the turbo timer, simple operation to get set and go. So it's not like you're flipping switches and pushing buttons and everything else. It's a very simplistic operation, and you have the simple security feature of the fact that the car, still needs the key before it moves. If you alter the operation with the vehicle armed, vehicle shuts off, truck shuts off. So super safe, super simple, and it works. Greg and his guys over there, awesome team in both the tint shop and the remote start side. Said and done, with the fact that he pre-wires things, and this isn't a sponsored video, I stand behind people and products that are worth it. Said and done, with me BSing with Greg, I was in there for probably an hour and a half, hour and 45, and out the door back on the road. That's the beauty of having a guy who knows what he's doing, who pre-wires up for the vehicle that you have, because he's been doing it long enough. He knows just about where all the wiring needs to go, so he knows the links and everything to put it to. So again, I can't say enough good things about the shop and about this product. It's slick. I'm still learning all the little features and whatnot. I have the basic operation down to it, but there's a couple of cool custom features in there, most of which he already has programmed up exactly the way I'd want it. So there's not a whole lot for me to do, except grab and go. The fact this is going to save me, at minimum, 20 plus minutes a trip. When you think about warm-up time, turbo cool-off time, it's a huge time savings. You know, life is busy, and you know, time is money. So that sums it up. I mean, I'm more than happy with it. Anyhow, guys, on that one, I'm gonna go play with the truck some more. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.